Amid heightened geopolitical tensions, as the conflict in the northern Black Sea region continues to escalate, $2 billion has been allocated for the purchase of 88 F-35 fighters. The main concerns are related to the possibility of the Pentagon remotely controlling these aircraft, in light of the Trump administration's tough policy towards NATO and growing uncertainty. European countries have begun to move towards military independence. Defense Secretary Pete Hacks noted that European security is no longer a top priority for Washington. This will create a test for the American defense industry. Lockheed Martin's F-35 and F-16 contracts are at risk. Canada, $9.1 billion, Germany, $8.4 billion, and Portugal, $2.5 billion, are considering canceling the deals. During meetings with French President Macron and British Prime Minister May, they discussed expanding defense cooperation with Europe and implementing a number of projects in Canada. However, Bombardier CEO Éric Martel warned that canceling the F-35 order could lead to economic sanctions from the United States. In an attempt to save the deal, Lockheed Martin has come up with a new proposal, promising to create additional jobs in Canada. The company emphasizes that more than 110 Canadian companies are already involved in the F-35 program. The question arises, will the world's most advanced fighter jet survive this wave of criticism from its own allies, or will the controversy over the kill switch turn the F-35 into one of the biggest disappointments in the history of the defense industry? In recent memory, the F-35 program has faced serious criticism from NATO partners. Despite claims of a positive impact on economic growth, several countries have expressed serious concerns. Germany has initiated a review of the deal due to the alleged remote shutdown mechanism on the planes. Portugal has refused to buy the F-35 for geopolitical reasons, and Canada has announced that it is considering alternative options. The Joint Program Office, JPO, and Lockheed Martin have denied rumors about the possibility of remote deactivation in an attempt to prevent a drop in sales. However, Ottawa's reaction to this situation remains unclear. The European Commission's new plan. The European Commission has announced a new plan to strengthen defense production. The plan envisages large-scale investments, deepened cooperation, and long-term efforts to enhance European defense capabilities. In the upcoming White Paper, the need for Europe's defense sector to meet member states' needs, produce at scale, and move equipment quickly within the Union is underlined. Ursula von der Leyen announced the creation of a European defense sales mechanism to pool member states' requests for defense systems. Today, most defense investment, research, and innovation take place outside Europe. This is unsustainable, she stressed. Portugal, Canada, and other European countries are considering alternative fighters, such as the Saab Gripen, Eurofighter Typhoon, and Dassault Rafale. However, these aircraft do not have the stealth capabilities of the F-35, which puts countries in a difficult position between technological superiority and strategic independence. Major changes to Europe's defense strategy. The European Commission is preparing a major plan to revive the continent's defense industry. Meanwhile, Germany has passed a law that emphasizes domestic production instead of increasing defense spending. Thomas Prohl, President of the General Council, has called on Germany to abandon its order for U.S. F-35 fighters. In his opinion, dependence on the U.S. will limit Germany's strategic mobility. Despite the fact that Berlin has already ordered 35 F-35s to replace aging Tornado aircraft, European Eurofighters are not considered adequate for the role. European development is underway. France and Spain are working on the Future Combat Air System, FCAS, while the UK, Italy, and Japan are collaborating under the Global Combat Air Program, GCAP. However, the 2035 to 2040 timeframe for these projects may be too far off in the face of current threats. German defense industry officials insist that Berlin must take a leading role in European military aircraft production. Airbus officials urge retention of the Eurofighter program and acceleration of next-generation fighter development. The F-35's high cost, $100 million to $150 million per unit, including infrastructure and spare parts, raises concerns about the project's future. Buying U.S. fighters means committing to long-term military relations with Washington, whose reliability is now under threat. The F-35 is currently operated by allied countries, including non-NATO states such as South Korea, Japan, Australia, and Israel. The aircraft is known for combining high stealth, superior maneuverability, and strike capabilities on a single platform. However, the Trump administration's policies, especially the assertion of availability, have raised concerns about the United States' defense hegemony. For decades, the United States has sought to lead the development of an advanced fighter for NATO countries. The F-35 was designed with the latest stealth, radar, and sensor technologies for a variety of combat missions. Despite cost overruns and technical problems, many experts consider it the best fighter in the world. The F-35 is an excellent aircraft with the best strike capabilities and low observability, notes Richard Ally. However, if NATO abandons it, these advantages will be lost. The use of a single aircraft platform by NATO countries has the advantage of a common communication system, compatibility with NATO weapons, common training centers, and a shared spare parts base. It is easier to fight with allies using the same equipment, says Congressman Audrey K. The remote shutdown controversy. Of particular concern to the United States is the rumored ability to remotely shut down aircraft. Although the Pentagon denies the existence of such a mechanism, experts note that the F-35 software and logistics make it inoperable without U.S. support. The requirement for software updates and dependence on American spare parts raise concerns about the possibility of remote control over the F-35. Many consider the issue unresolved. Trump's policies have seriously undermined the trust of European partners. The Swedish Saab JAS-39 Gripen, which is less compatible with NATO but has a longer range and lower costs, is considered a viable alternative. Expert Margaret Kossel sees concerns about the F-35 as a sign of a split within the alliance. Future of military aviation. Good afternoon, dear viewers. Today, we will consider an important topic concerning the future of military aviation and international cooperation in the field of defense. According to the CSIS think tank, the military-industrial complex may suffer billions in losses due to a revision of F-35 fighter purchases. Expert Seth Jones notes that the United States is rethinking its position in connection with the development of unmanned and autonomous platforms. An important question arises. Will NATO be able to effectively conduct military operations without a unified fighter platform? Although this will have a certain negative impact, it will not be critical for the overall potential of the alliance. The F-35 has unique capabilities that significantly exceed those of existing aircraft. Its role in joint operations and precision strikes is difficult to overestimate. However, in the context of increasing defense budgets, NATO is considering alternative production lines. A good example is Portugal, which has so far refrained from acquiring the F-35. Jones emphasizes that European production lines may become more attractive in the future. Despite attempts by Lockheed Martin and the U.S. government to allay fears about a possible kill switch and security issues, uncertainty remains, especially among Canadian and European partners. As Europe moves toward greater independence in the defense industry, the future of the F-35 and its strategic importance is becoming the subject of increasingly active discussions. Strengthening alternative aviation projects and developing local defense initiatives looks increasingly attractive to many countries. It is clear that we are witnessing a serious transformation in approaches to military technical cooperation between allies. This trend could significantly affect the future architecture of international security. This concludes our review today. Stay with us, and we will continue to keep you informed of the most important events in the world of defense and security.